For the next part of the adventure, we headed south down the beautiful west coast of the South Island of New Zealand. Expectations are high, but it's a race against the forecasted rain to get to our next spot before the rivers rise.
Well, after 12-13 hours drive, we're less than 20 minutes away from our spot. Such an awesome spot up here. I've been coming up here for close to 15 years. This is my old stomping ground. Shot my first deer here, shot my first stag here with a bow. This place is pretty special to us, so every year we come here. Seen a couple deer already, driving in. Hope you enjoy this hunt as much as we do.
We just made it. So stoked to be back here. We'll set up a big base camp and we'll just fly camp from there. It's raining already, which isn't ideal. But should get some stags roaring in from camp here. It's about 2:30 now. So I have this tent up and camp set up in about an hour. Me and As camp set up. We're just about to head out for our first hunt. So I just thought I'd shoot the bow, double check a couple things. I'll probably shoot 20, 30 and 40 for tonight, and I'll get some better practice in tomorrow hopefully, if the weather allows. Yeah, this is just perfect hunting weather. Rain's eased off. Just checked my 20 and 30 and now I'm pretty good. Now we're ready to go for a hunt. Looking forward to this. Just hearing roars from up there, over here, roars coming from up here. So, just from our camp, stags are roaring already. Just heading in for the first evening walk. Tonight's a bit of a recce. Came out of the thick bush and made a little bit too much noise, and she was on the clearing right in front of us, sort of 80 metres. So you don't get away with that. Seen about 4 hinds out, but no stags with them. So just decided to move on to another spot. Well, that was pretty cool. We had a shooter stag on this clearing here. He's right out here chasing hinds around. The problem was we had a young 4-pointer between us and the stag, and we had to try and get around him, and I think we ended up, he either smelt us or heard us or something, and scared the rest off, so it was a bit lame. But what's the first thing? It's just getting light enough to see. We just came in the dark. We're just heading towards a clearing. We've seen quite a good stag last night. There should be deer out in the clearing. Almost guarantee it. It's been raining on and off all night. It's still raining now, but it's just eased enough for us to go for a walk. I've got a couple of deer out on the clearing. I can see them. A couple of hinds. Just gonna check if there's a stag. Real wet in here. I just can't stop walking around. Probably a waste of time, but bush is quiet. Don't have to worry about wind so much. It's only been a year since I've been here. A bit excited to check all my spots. There's heaps of deer around. We're just doing a big loop back to the truck now, through all this nice bush. Look at this bush. So we've just been walking through the bush. I haven't got much footage because it's pretty wet, but the rain's eased. So we're just slowly moving through the bush. I let out a low moan. We just got a little reply from over here. So we're just heading that way. Pretty sure that was the stag we just heard. He let out a light moan and I just followed my nose and we found him. He was raking a tree when I first seen him and sneaked in, but this wet, damp weather makes it so hard to film because your lenses are fogging up and wet. And we've got a quick video of him, but that's so cool. There's a wallow right here, bro. You can smell stag. It's a clearing. Just over here. It's really starting to rain now. So we're slowly walking our way back. We're hunting as we go. But yeah, this rain's a pain. I thought it was going to clear up. This front that's moving through, about 2 days, roughly. I think it's Thursday today. It's meant to rain until Friday evening, Friday afternoon, so probably gonna hunker down. Won't be much action for the next day and a half, but if it does clear at any point, you'll find me in the bush. It's goodbye for now. Deer right there. I was just gonna say good morning. Woke up this morning and took a piss, and much to my surprise, it's a bluebird day. It's supposed to be raining this morning, a bit later in the bush than I would like. But we're in here now. Today we're gonna do an area I like to call Stag Ridge. It's one of my favourite spots up here. You can smell stag. Really strong. We got within about 50 or 60 metres of him. Got a glimpse of him. It's hard, we didn't really get any good footage through the trees, but it was just like a shitty 4 or 6 pointer thing. Really small, like a 2-year-old. So, yeah, he just slinked off in the bush before we could get any really good footage, but that's one stag down for the day, and we've been hunting for what, 30 minutes? We're just walking up the ridge, get a couple 100 metres elevation, and then we'll sidle, and we should get onto some more action very shortly. I think we're starting to feel the consequences of leaving camp an hour late. We had that action for the first half an hour. Now we've been walking for probably 30-40 minutes and haven't heard a thing. Basically haven't seen any sign for like the last 30 minutes. Hopefully we can get onto some stag sign shortly. Then we'll let out a couple roars. You're starting to smell deer and get into some sign. There's some fresh rubs back here. No. No. We're just moving towards a really cool spot. Been walking for another half an hour. It's been over an hour and a half. An hour and a half since we heard a roar, which is a bit disappointing. Heading towards one of my favourite spots. I call it stag piss clearing. If the wind's right, usually You smell it from about 100 metres away. It's like the local urinal. About 50 metres off that clearing, I've just spotted a spiker walking through the bush. Try to get some footage for you. Pretty cool. We got that spiker to come into about 20 metres, 15 metres. Real cool. This stag piss clearing. Let's see what it's like. How cool is that? Awesome. There's wallows all over this clearing. All over it, everywhere. It smells a little bit staggy, but not heaps, to be honest. It's probably because it's been raining for 2 days. Such an awesome spot. Look at that. Got right to the top of the ridge. Seen a bumped a hind up here, but it's real windy up here. Don't know if you can hear that. Super windy, which is like the worst. We're hearing roars. Got a young stag. It's only like a 4-pointer. Right down here, at about 40 yards. I just spotted him walking through the bush and just looked down. Got some video. That's the third young stag for the day. So good to leave those young ones, you know. There's no need to shoot those. You want meat, shoot a hind. Getting onto some deer now. We just bumped a stag and a hind, a young stag. Don't think we got much footage. They were just bedded down behind a log and you're just walking, and then next minute they get up. That's the 5th deer we've spooked now in the last 40 minutes. Just walking through the bush and managed to see a hind and a yearling, I think. And it's a real thick bush, as you can see. I managed to get a shot off. But I think she jumped the string a little. I think I hit her in the shoulder. She sort of dropped and turned. But we'll have a look. See, not seeing much blood, which kind of is concerning, but Don reckons he heard a crash. Oh, hang on, look, here's some blood. He's come right through here. Here he is, just a wee yearling. Awesome. Probably made it about 25 metres, 30 metres. Nice wee yearling. We'll take some meat and it'll be 2:30 by the time we get back to camp. So that's what I'm using there. It's a Slick Trick Magnum. My favourite broadhead. Got all that meat that we want to take in the pack. Super stoked to get a meat animal on the ground. There's way too many deer in this area. So I always try and shoot a yearling or a hind or every opportunity basically when I'm hunting here. Alright, not too far now. You can hear a stag roaring in the distance. It's pretty cool. First stag for the day seen. It's a young 8 or 10 pointer. Heaps of potential. Try to get closer to him, roar him in, but he's not interested. Fly camp all set up. We were just hanging out at camp and started to hear a couple roars. Probably heard 4 different stags roaring around us. It's quite common to get like midday, we call it midday madness, but I usually find for about an hour in the middle of the day, the stags will just roar. I don't know why. I think what they do is they just let out a couple roars before they bed down for the day, just to make sure there's no stags or anything near them. I think that's what it is, but we're going to try to capitalise on it now. See if we can get close to the stag that's roaring. That stag is just here somewhere. I just heard him roar. Had that young stag at 20 yards, maybe less, 15. Beautiful stag. Safe from us, but just got another roar, so I'm going to go after another one now. Sweet. We've just had about 6 or 7 hinds in the area. Some of them went that way, some of them went that way. One of them barked, but they weren't real super spooked. And then we just heard a roar over the ridge. He's trying to cut around us. So we're having to reposition. Wind's dodgy. That was cool. Got a bit of a look at him. He's like a young 8-pointer or something. Very smart for a young stag. We had to work for him. But not a shooter, but that was cool. 140. And he's going off his rocket. We just left that stag. Now we're on to some others. There's 2 stags going nuts. None of them are shooters, but pretty cool to see. And there's some good roaring too. Like, some great roaring action. Oh, we're going to go find the next one. Sometimes you'll go through 20 plus stags before you see one that's worth shooting. So it's fun, but it's also frustrating. Nice swallow there. Real nice swallow. These game trails everywhere. Look at this bush. So nice. This is a stag riding pad. they get in here and just rip all the moss out with their antlers, rake it up, piss in here like this. We're just sitting down having a bite to eat. It's about 3:30, 4 o'clock. The stag started roaring. It's a wee way away, probably 300 or 400 metres. Oh, he's a nice stag. Young 12. You could hear this roar that sounded real weird, real tinny, and so we just boosted for it. Well, we didn't realise he was out on a little wee clearing. That's why it didn't sound so good, because we're in the bush and he's out there. But yeah, we ran to the edge and just caught him walking across the swamp and across the clearing and raking a bush. And it was a nice young 12-pointer. It's number 4 or 5 for the day. So it's a good day. We haven't even had our evening hunt yet. The last couple of hours have been a grind, to be honest. We've walked and walked and walked. Barely heard a roar. Seen quite a few hinds in the bush. Look at this. The stags just aren't roaring real good. So we're just trying to keep moving around. Don't know how many Ks we've done today, but must be up there. Alright. I can smell stag. We're back into sign and we can hear them. Got quite a few roaring behind us, but the wind's wrong. So I think we just heard one this way. And the wind's good. So we're just waiting. About 4 stags, all within about 400 metres of us roaring. But it's getting dark in the bush real fast. We've got like 20 minutes of light. And there's nothing worse than trying to stalk deer in low light in the bush, because you miss them and then you bump them. So we're just going to leave them, I think, until the morning. Back to camp now. Really unlucky not to get onto a stag tonight. They're roaring everywhere. The wind just wasn't right. We just ran out of light. It gets dark fast. Anyway, we're gonna cook dinner and then get ready for the morrow. Good morning, it's day 5. It was a bit of a rougher night. Wasn't sleeping as good as back at base camp, that's for sure. Heaps of roaring though. They just go nuts all night. But as soon as it goes daylight, they just stop roaring properly. Sucks. But there's a couple going down here, so we're just heading down here now. Hopefully they're still roaring by the time we get there. It's been a real frustrating morning so far. We've probably heard 100 roars. No exaggeration. Every time we try close in, the wind's wrong. Or there's hinds in the way. Or it's just failure after failure right now. Really frustrating. You stalk into one roar, then he goes quiet. It's quite frustrating. We're just going after another one now. But find stuff like this, you get a bit excited. We've probably heard 150 roars this morning. I think we've seen one stag run off. Unlucky is an understatement this morning. Once again, run all the way to the very top chasing a roar. Get right up here. He's gone quiet. So freaking frustrating. So now we have to walk back, all the way back down, all the way back down there, sidle all the way back to camp. Describe what this morning feels like eating a warm turd.
I had an amazing time. We never lose, eh? We either win or learn. Something's gone that way. 2 of them probably pregnant. You know, I can tell just because of the way it is.
We just left, packed up camp. Camp on our backs. Gonna do a big loop today and try and find some new country because stags have gone quiet around camp. Probably scented them out. Covering ground. Was hoping to find the one hot hind that has a stag near it. Pretty dead. Real dead. We heard a roar from over here. I feel like we're chasing ghosts today. No. Now we're talking. Stag bed. Or rutting bed. Just getting to run around today. Hear a roar. Close the distance. Then there's a roar behind us. Go back over there. Just run. Bloody wind. There's a whole heap. We could hear them stag roaring. There's hinds everywhere. Then the wind just shifts. Go straight to them and seen about 10 hinds run off. Man, we've had a rough go at it today. Could have been a good stag too with all those hinds. Tell you what, this is a mental grind. Now, physical, of course. I've been walking all day, but mental grind. Oh well, hopefully we can catch a break soon. We finally, after walking 3 hours, finally got to another stag. Just had 2 hinds walk past. Thought we might have a shot. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. A hind barked. We thought it was over. And I said to Don, I think they're still there. They sneak in and there's a stag there. I just tell him, he's got a rifle, I just tell him to smack it. We need to finish this day on a positive. It's been a grind and we've done it. Big stag down. Big public land. Red down. Holy heck, he's a goodie. Look at that. Oh, that's a ripper. Doesn't get better than that in here. Real old.
Beautiful.
Oh, 11? He's a cunning one, that's the one I've been after in here for 2 years.
I think it's been 6 years since I pulled the trigger. Hundreds of deer in the scope. But like I say, finally got to put my hands on something that only God's ever touched, man. That's the best.
Well done. You deserve that.
You dude, good shit. Take a break.
I know it's a bow hunting channel, but I can't not celebrate my mate's success here. He deserves it more than anyone I know. Bush hunting on public land like this is one of the hardest things you can do. But he was on to us and he was running and I managed to pull him up with a hind call.
Don smacked him. That was never going to happen with the bow.
All loaded up and walking out. Pretty stoked to finish the day like this. Been a real rough day. Every unfortunate event you can imagine happened today. And then we pulled it out of the bag. About an hour and a half walk out.
Grind continues in part 3, as we hunt even harder to find a mature stag for me to shoot with my bow.